One of the most consequential foreign policy acts in modern history was Wilson's decision to involve America in World War I. Our troops put an end to the monarchical era in the Old World. For more than a century after the French Revolution, only two republics existed in Europe, France and Switzerland. Of all major European monarchies, only the UK had a real parliamentary system. The war forced the mighty dynasties of the Romanovs, the Hohenzollerns, and the Habsburgs to give up their crowns. Monarchies disappeared in Russia, Germany, Austria, Poland, Finland, and many other countries. Europe, along with much of the Eastern Hemisphere, entered the Age of Democracy. Many old and newly created states adopted constitutions placing themselves under majority rule. Monarchies remained nominally in existence in Great Britain, Italy, Spain, Bulgaria, Belgium, the Netherlands, and the Scandinavian countries. Monarchs, however, no longer exercised any governing power. All adult citizens were allowed to vote. Power shifted to parliaments and elected public officials. World War I began as an old-fashioned territorial dispute. With the American intervention, the war took on a new ideological dimension. For the progressivist President Wilson, the European war was a moral mission. His propaganda machine took a bloody stalemate between royal cousins over land and invented a fairy tale about good fighting evil. Most Americans couldn't care less about the war across the Atlantic, so Wilson had to sell it as a mission to make the world safe for democracy. Infected with this new, weird ideology, the European conflict degenerated into a total war. To achieve their goals, armies ignored the distinction between combatants and non-combatants. As a result, World War I killed more civilians than soldiers. Wilson's ideology made compromise, peace impossible. The cause of democracy required total surrender, humiliation, and punishment of the enemy. Germany had to abolish monarchy. Alsace-Lorraine was given to France. The country was demilitarized and burdened with heavy reparations. Saarland was occupied by French troops. Large chunks of land in the east were handed over to Poland. The Austrian Empire was cut to pieces. Wilson created two new artificial states, Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia. Austria surrendered southern Tyrolia to Italy and stopped being an international factor. The United States emerged as the world's leading power. The American age, the Pax Americana, had begun. Democracy had triumphed, and it would expand further after World War II. By the end of the century, Wilson's vision of universal and global democracy had been realized. Yet, rather than marking the end of history, democracy has caused a plethora of deep crises. We turned democracy into an idol, and as it failed us, we stand at the crossroads. We either double down, doing more of the same but hoping for a different outcome, use the growing discontent from the economic hardships and violent crimes to build an oligarchical rule of liberal or conservative elites, or rebuild our society on the American idea of liberty under the rule of law.